Name?
I can't remember, but he's the brother of the mountain, and he's got a badly scarred face. And he looks like a really bad guy, but he's sympathetic to the daughter that was supposed to marry the little prick king. Okay.
Name?
Little prick king. Jodhpur or something like that. And he's altogether a nasty piece. And I don't think he's going to get any better.
Okay.
Name? Oh. Oh. I can't remember that one at all.
Don't remember him
No.
at all.
Haven't a clue, actually. What? I can't remember which part he's in or who which side he's on.
Elaine will give you the name and see if you can help from there.
He's Shagger, son of Dolph.
Oh, he's one of the mountain men.
There we go.
Yes. Okay, Shagger. Yes. Yeah, he's a mountain man, and he's he's going to kill people just so that he can get the land that he wants of the valiant people, the valley people, the something valley people.
Okay. And then just say next when you finish.
Next.
Name.
Okay, she's the lady of the valley. She's not a queen, I don't think, but she's a bit odd. She's the sister of Ned, who was killed, who was a Stark. So she's the sister of the Stark. Like mother. And she's just a little bit gone in the head. And although we've just had a really good conversation about breastfeeding, breastfeeding a 10-year-old, I don't kind of go with. Or 12, whatever he happens to be.
Next.
Yeah, next. Oh, this is the Stark bastard. I think, isn't he the bastard? No, he's the Stark king. That's right, he's the oldest Stark, and now that Ned is dead, he's going to be King of the North, because everybody has bowed to him and say King of the North. So he's somebody Stark, and he's going to wage war on the Langsfords, something like that, to avenge his father.
Next.
Next. No, I can't remember him either. I'm not sure. Do we pause?
I'll pause this, hold on.
Okay. Do you want to tell me his name?
Hodor.
Hodor.
Sounds like it should come out of the...
Quit your hodoring.
Yeah, sounds like it should come out of the, the dwarf bloke.
Okay.
The one in the mountains.
Yeah. I'm not going to say... I know the one you're talking about. I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Next, because I can't remember him. Oh, now this was the Knight of the Realm or something. He was one of the royal knights who looked after the king and everybody else, and he's a special guard. And the Jodhpur, or the little nasty king, basically fired him. He said, "You're not needed anymore, you're an old man," and sent him away to his own keep and stuff like this. Whether they actually sent him to a keep or whether he went, we'll find out, because he left and he said, well, he didn't think much of it, but we haven't seen him again since. So he might have either murdered him, or he might actually go off and fight for the other side. Okay. Next. Oh, you're right, there is a lot of ones that I didn't see last time. Okay, what's his name?
That is the same actor, isn't it?
Who's that?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Next.
That was the mountain.
Oh, was that the mountain? Go back. Is that the mountain?
Probably
He
didn't
doesn't look...
recognise him because he wasn't chopping off a horse's head.
Well, he wasn't chopped, but also he didn't have his helmet on. So...
Okay.
Okay, no, he had this big Ned Kelly helmet. So, okay, so that's the mountain. And he's an all-round, just sadistic bastard, really. Okay, next. Now, this is the ward, the Stark ward. I'm pretty sure that's the ward. So he's the next sort of... He's not a brother, but he's considers himself a Stark, and now the brother, like the other one, that had words about it, but now they love each other and they're good comrades and things like that.
Smells a bit too.
Next. Oh, this was the Italian fencer who was teaching the young girl to fence. And he's really lovely and good and teaches her lots of good ways to think about when she's dealing with her enemy and things like this. And an all-round really lovely person, because he was really serious about his work, but he was considerate of her and then protected her, and I think he probably got killed. You didn't actually see it, but I think he, in protecting her when he told her to get away, he got totally killed, because all he had was a wooden sword against their metal swords. Next. This is one of... Now, is this the old council bloke or not? Is he on the King's Council?
No.
I need some help.
He's not on the council.
Okay, he's... No, he's... Is he with the... He's with the Stark family, isn't he? Or is he on the wall? He's not on the wall.
No.
Oh, is he on the wall?
No.
Okay, then he's with the Starks. And he's sort of a mentor. He's not a Stark himself, but I think he's been with them a long time. I can't remember actually clearly, but I think he's with the Starks.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's the head honcho of the Langford family. And an all-round nasty piece. And he was really nasty to his dwarf son, Rhett or something like that. And he...
Wasn't that the butler's name?
No.
No?
He...
Rhett Butler?
That's gone with the wind, dear. Anyway, he's decided that he can make use of his dwarf son elsewhere, because he actually has a good mind, but he still does really nasty things to him, like saying you can't take your lady and stuff like this. He's just...
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said you can't take your whore with you. But he doesn't really care whether she's a whore or not. He just wants to do it to be nasty to the... because he knows that dwarf likes her. So he just wants to sort of, you know, stick him again. Whereas he adores his other son, who is really a nasty piece. The tall, good-looking one that's shagging his sister.
You can get onto them when we get onto them.
Okay.
So next.
So he's the father of all of that clan.
The Langsfords, was it?
Yes, or something like that.
Next.
Next. Oh, this is the bloke that died. He was a Dugan? What's the name of the tribe?
I find this very amusing.
Or you should help me.
No,
and
that's
his
the fun
name,
of it.
and his name is the Sun and the Stars.
Pause it.
He married Khaleesi, who was one of the dragon people, and they actually did love each other. So he was her stars and moon. Next, but he died. Okay. This is... Oh, I think this is the uncle that's on the wall, who was, I think, an uncle of the Starks, and he's dead, and they had to burn him because otherwise he was going to come alive like a zombie. So he's dead and out of the picture. Next. This is Mother Stark. This is Lady Stark, who is a really determined, strong woman who will keep her family together one way or another. Next. This is her youngest child, who's a girl, who now is dressed like a boy or got her hair cut like a boy because, oh, the uncle cut her hair, I think, so maybe he didn't get burned. Anyway, no, well, somebody cut her hair. And actually I think it could have been the ugly one, but anyway, so she's going to be somebody to contend with later. I've forgotten her name. Next. Okay, no, this is the youngest Stark child. No, there's a younger brother than him too. Anyway, this is the only Stark child that's at home. He got pushed out a window by the Langford twins, who were brother and sister and have had the baby king, the awful one, who consider themselves pure, and he's now a cripple. He hurt his back and he can't use his legs, but he's going to ride. He can ride and do other things. Next. Okay, that's the council, the old council man, who is not nice. He sucks up to anybody that's there and isn't really, doesn't give good advice. I can't remember his name either. And I think the king he'll try and tell the king stuff, but the king won't listen to him anyway. Next. Oh, okay, this is the, what do you call them? People that just go into war and for money. What do you call them? What do you call them? Mercenaries. And so he's with Rat, the little dwarf, and he's his keeper, and basically he's a mercenary, but he's kind of cool because he doesn't care about any of them, so he doesn't cow down to anybody. Next. That was the one that looked after the two girls, and she gave up her life. She's the nursemaid that would have brought them probably into the world and then taught them how to sew and everything else, and so gave up her life to save the eldest sister that was betrothed to the prick king. Next. This is a wild woman from beyond the wall, or she's from the north. She's going as far south as she can to get away from the north because she's been beyond the wall and she's seen all the horrible things, the wild walkers and the night people and all the awful things that are beyond the wall, and some of those that have been sleeping for thousands of years and are now woken up. So she wants to get away, but she's befriending the crippled child Stark. So there might be something, she might actually end up being quite good. And I don't think she's just such a ragamuffin. I think there might be something deeper there. Okay, next. Now, that's supposed to be the whore that's with Rhett. However, I don't think she's actually a whore. I think she probably comes from quite a powerful family someplace. And Rhett really likes her and is going to take her to, well, it's not Italy, but it's like going someplace like that, where he's supposed to be like the king's, well, the king's hand. He will be the king's hand to Jodfer, the prick king. So...
Jodfer Langsford? No.
No, he's not Langsford. Oh, yes, he is. He is, isn't he? That's right, I forgot he is. Okay, yes. He's the son of...
Biologically speaking.
Yeah, biologically speaking he is. He was supposed to be the son of Robert, but he's not the son of Robert at all. So anyway, I think so she's going to go whether the old man said she couldn't or not. So next. Oh.
Any idea?
No idea whatsoever. Can't recognise him with his helmet on. Next. Okay. Oh, she's one of the little tarts. She was. And she's getting out while the getting's good. Next. Now he's with the daughter here, but I can't think who he is. Next. That's the blind bloke on the wall, who's sort of supposed to be the old wise one, who now sort of gives words of wisdom and feeds the birds and does a few other things because he can't really do much else on the wall. He had an opportunity to leave the wall and didn't, and it turns out he's a dragon person. No, was he a Langsford or a dragon? No, I think he's a dragon. So he's one of Khaleesi's mob.
Next.
Maybe he was a Langsford. Next. That's Khaleesi.
What's her name?
She has another name, I know, but she's Khaleesi. And I think she's pretty dynamic. She's determined, and her husband was the sun and the moon and one of the Dugons, and now he's dead, so she's determined she'll go and fight, and her baby's gone, so I think they took her baby, didn't they? Yeah, can't remember. I know she lost the baby, I think. Anyway, there was a funeral pyre, and she climbed on the funeral pyre, and they went, no, no, and then when the morning came, she was still there, and then all the little 3 dragon eggs had hatched, and they were all climbing on her. So she'll be somebody to contend with. And I don't think she's good like the Starks, but I kind of like her anyway. Next. Okay, that's the daughter that was betrothed to Jodfer Langsford, who was the prick king, or is the prick king, okay? And she was kind of foolish and has realized how nasty he is. And can't quite remember in the last episode where she got to. She's written to her mother to... and she had to denounce her father, basically. And she's barely... if she steps a foot sideways, he'll chop off her head. Anyway, next. Can't quite remember. Next. Okay, the man on the wall.
What's
his name? Is he the Mormon? Is he? He's the Mormon on the wall. Okay. And who was else? Who else? There's another Mormon, actually. So he's sort of the leader of everything. However, I think he's just leading a party out beyond the wall. I don't think he's going to come back. But he's also has sort of taken the bastard under his wing to train him up. Okay, next. That was Ned. Yeah, that's Ned Stark, who was beheaded, and so he's no longer in the picture. And he was an all-round good guy and hand of the king and everything else. And he's dead. Next. Oh, that's the twin Langford, who's queen, and she was Robert's wife, and she's queen of the 7 kingdoms, and she's very ambitious, and that's really why she married Robert, so she could be queen. But that's why she's decided to shag her brother, so that she could keep their children pure and be blonde-headed Langsfords. And she's a nasty piece, but she realizes that she's actually doesn't have the control over her son that she thought she had. Next. Next. Aha. This bloke is the... He's a Mormon. He's the son of the woman on the wall who was exiled. And I can't remember his name, but he's exiled, and he actually is in love with Khaleesi, and so would do anything for her. And he's been banned, but they're heading back to fight the others. Okay, next. This is the bastard Stark, who is on the wall at the moment, and is proving that he has more to him than he has compassion as well as strength and agility. But he's a little bit naive too. Okay, next. And this is the sneaky little squire, who's a really sneaky little squire. And I think he's probably could go either way, like as in bi. He'd probably like men as much as he likes ladies. And at the moment, he's in the Queen's bed while her twin brother is away. And he actually probably instigated the death of Robert, because he was acting like he was stupid, but he's not. Okay, next. Now, don't remember him, but I think he might be a good guy. Next. Oh, that's the twin brother. I'm trying to think of what his name is. It begins with C. What's his name? What's his name?
Always. It's not an important name. Never mind. No one you know has this name.
Oh, that's right. This is Jamie.
Jamie, the one that's shagging his sister.
I know. That's right. I can never remember his name. Jamie. I will not forget his name now. His name is Jamie.
Except for you forgot it from the last time as well.
Okay, this is Jamie. Jamie has been... Now, did they take Jamie captive? Or they had Rhett captive for a while and he got away. But Jamie... I'm trying to remember that very last series. I think the Starks do have him. Yes. The troops came over and they tricked them. And the troops took Jamie. Yes. So the Stark troops took Jamie. So, and if they've got any sense, they'll just behead him. But they won't. He'll come back and do nasty things. Next. That's the dwarf, Rhett, who actually has a very clever mind and is quite funny. Like, he's got a really good sense of humour. However, being a Langsford, he'll stick with the family. And he'll do his father's bidding because ultimately he wants his father's approval. So, however, he has decided to go against his father and take his whore with him. But he doesn't realise she's not really a whore. She's actually got wealthy family somewhere. Next. And he's going to be the king's hand, by the way. So now this bloke is actually the rightful king because he is the bastard son of Robert. And Robert had a lot of little bastards, but he's the eldest. Now I can't remember his name either. And he is gay. And he has a lover who is called the Knight of Flowers, and the Knight of Flowers is quite ambitious for him. So he's kind of the girl behind the throne. He's not on the throne yet, but he's encouraging him to try and go for the throne. So there. Up till that point, he was sort of like not really anything much. Okay, next, come on. That was Robert. He was the king of the 7 things. He's a drunkard and a fool, and he's dead. Next. Somebody from the bar. I don't know. He's not the one that's taking the little girl. No. Next. Oh, wait a minute. Was he a mountain man?
Yeah.
I think he might be a mountain man, but I'm not sure. Next. I have no idea. Haven't seen him. I'm sure I haven't seen him. No, he's very cute. I haven't seen him. Next. Okay. Now he's somebody involved with the Starks that's been involved for a long time, I think. And he's like helping look after the children, but I can't remember. Like a loyal family friend or servant or something like that. Next. Oh, that was supposedly the Dragon Prince, or he's Khaleesi's twin brother, who was an all-round kind of little prick too. And anyway, he died. They put gold on his head, and his sister said, well, he wasn't a proper dragon anyway, because otherwise he wouldn't have died. So there you go. He's dead. Next. This is one of the king's council, and he's a eunuch. He's the eunuch, and the eunuch is kind of an interesting person. The eunuch will look after himself, but the eunuch wants more for the 7 kingdoms than all the crap that's going on. So it'll be interesting which way the eunuch sways. But he's a very clever person and doesn't trust anybody around. And he will always look after the eunuch, besides other things. Okay, next. That's Sam.
Yeah, remember that one.
And Sam didn't have any... Sam found his place on the wall when he was befriended by the bastard and the others in their little group who looked after him a bit, and he found out, well, he may not be really good at fighting or doing all those things, but he has a good head on his shoulder and can work, and is logistically can work things out. Next. Okay, now this is... can't remember his name either, but he is in love with Kate Stark and has for many, many years. And he seemed like a good guy at one point, but actually all he wants is Kate, and to look after himself and to get the best thing he can for himself in the deal. So he will suck up to the little prince or the king, the little jobber prick king, and he will do what's necessary. But he has designs on sitting on that throne himself, although he figures he never will. But he would like to be the ultimate power behind the throne. Next. He's the whorehouse keeper, by the way. That may be the youngest Stark. Don't know. I think it could be. Next. This is the Knight of Flowers, who is the lover of Robert's bastard son, who is the rightful king. Next.
And that's it.
Oh, okay. And he's the one that wants Robert to be king. Not Robert, Robert's bastard son to be king. And so he will encourage him.
Okay, we're done.
Next.
That's it. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.